right, welcome everybody to Ascent Spotlight on Marketing. Thank you for joining us bright and early on the West Coast. It's about mid-morning or later on the East Coast, but wherever you're joining from, welcome. Tell us where you're joining from in the chat. The chat is where you'll submit questions. Hooman will take questions towards the end, but he'll also be doing a sort of live Q&A extended after this talk as well. Keep that in mind. But yeah, tell us where you're calling in from. I'm calling in from Portland, Oregon. Hooman's calling in from Los Angeles, California. But yeah, kicking off the day, we've got Hooman Javidan-Nejad, Director of Performance Marketing from Mountain. So I'll hand it over to you.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it. Good morning and welcome everybody from wherever you are joining our conversation. It's a pleasure to be here today. We are kicking off this spotlight in marketing with a good one. We're going to talk about connected TV for B2B. As you all know, connected TV last year was one of the hottest topic in digital marketing, in digital advertising. That, in fact, was one of our projections at the beginning of last year. We made a projection that connected TV is the biggest opportunity in digital advertising, and that turned out to be right. Now, here we are at the beginning of 2022 with another projection. We believe this year connected TV advertising is going to be a channel that marketers and the advertisers cannot just miss out, and you cannot just afford to not have it, to not be present on it. So on that note, let's get into today's content. It's great content, purely educational. My name is Hooman Javidan-Nejad, the Director of Performance Marketing at Mountain. My team and I are responsible for creating demand. We create demand, we capture the existing demand, and we measure the impact of everything that we do on revenue and growth. So this presentation is actually coming from someone like you. I'm a marketer in the exact same situations that you all are, dealing with the same problem and challenges, and everything that we do, we have to make sure that there is a meaningful impact on business revenue and growth. And today, I have the pleasure of sharing some of the insights and some of the learnings from some of the CTV campaigns that we have been running for our own brand for Mountain. And I hope you find the content of this conversation useful and valuable. We will be doing a short Q&A at the end of this session, but I will be hanging out at the booth and for an extended Q&A for another 15 minutes. So please stop by. Would love to keep the conversation forward in that portion of the session too. So today we are making a case that connected TV is an optimal channel for B2B brands to do two things: to reach their audiences and also to drive measurable KPIs, because those two criterias are the most important criterias when you're considering any advertising or marketing channel. You want to reach your target audience and you want to be able to measure the impact of what you do on KPIs. So that is our thesis, that is our case. And we're gonna get a little bit deeper about how we are presenting this case today. Today, we have four main topics here as part of our agenda. We're gonna talk about why CTV is now a viable marketing channel for B2B brands. So far, B2B brands have not considered connected TV advertising, streaming TV advertising as a viable channel. We're going to talk about why that is not the case anymore. We're going to talk about how CTV, connected TV advertising, allows B2B brands to cut through the clutter. We're going to talk about how audience targeting strategies can be applied across the full funnel. And lastly, we're going to talk about the benefits of CTV measurement data that lets you to track campaign success. So the last two pieces, audience targeting, measurement, and the first two pieces, we're going to talk about a shift in paradigm of all the viable channels and how B2B marketers look at the channels that they use today. So let's get into it. So here is what most B2B marketers use today as part of their playbook. I'm sure this list sounds familiar to you because guess what? This is what every B2B marketer does. We do event marketing, either physical or virtual. We send a lot of emails, either in the format of newsletters or just different type of emails that we send to our CRM data. We run paid search campaigns. We run LinkedIn and other social media ads, or even organic presence. And also we run informative contents, webinars, white papers, blogs, case studies, and all that. So every B2B marketing team is pretty much sharing the same strategies, tactics, and channels. So that's the current state of B2B marketers playbook for today. And the reason that B2B brands are using heavily paid search and also within paid social, a little bit biased and skewed heavily towards LinkedIn is that because those two channels truly work. There is no question that if you are a B2B marketer, a B2B advertiser, you need to run paid search campaigns. You need to target those high intent keywords and search terms and just capture demand when your buyers are ready, because guess what? When your buyers are ready, they are going to Google and they're searching either your brand name, if they're familiar with you, or they are searching for a search term related to the service or product that you offer. And when they do that, when they search, it means that they are ready to do something based on what they have searched. And you want to make sure that you will capture that existing demand. That demand for your service or brand has been created somewhere else, but they're now on Google searching for it. So you definitely want to run paid search, and that almost always works if you have a right strategy for it. And the other paid social channels that my fellow B2B marketers and advertisers are using heavily is LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is the only social media platform that enables you to do account-based targeting. So if you're doing ABM, if you want to target the exact accounts that your sales team is reaching out, LinkedIn is a great channel for that. And that's why your ad dollars spent is most probably skewed toward a lot of paid search and a lot of paid social. B2C companies, they have more varieties. I know that there are B2B brands that use Facebook, Instagram. We do that too. We run, we have presence on all the social channels, organic and paid. But our ad dollars spent on Facebook and Instagram is a fraction of what we spend on paid search and LinkedIn. And the reason is some of the limitations that you will have when you're trying to reach your audience on some of the other paid social channels, which are mostly designed toward reaching the B2C consumers, rather than being able to target your desired accounts, your ideal accounts, and run any sort of ABM. So that's, again, the current state of B2B marketing and advertising. And we believe sticking just to all those channels and heavily spending on paid social and paid search is not just enough. They work, and the problem is that some people overdo it. They instead of spending $20,000 in paid search, and that is the optimal level of spend, they overdo it and spend $100,000 in paid search because they believe that the paid search is the holy grail of driving marketing value for business, and same with spending on LinkedIn. And there are some problems with that. And the problem is that LinkedIn and paid search are both crowded. It means that for paid search, you're going to have a lot of competition from your competitors bidding on the same search terms that you have identified as valuable, high intent search terms that converts. Obviously, your competitor is going to also identify the same range of search terms and keywords. They're going to also bid on those. So you will end up paying high dollars for those paid search clicks. And the problem with LinkedIn is like, apart from a high cost, high CPC, really low click-through rate and all that, is that LinkedIn is really noisy. If you just browse through your LinkedIn feed, you're going to see all these B2B companies or trying to ask you to download a piece of white paper, and they gate it to capture your email and contact. And that's pretty much what everybody does. Even the look and feel of those ads are the same. All of them are geared toward giving you a gated content in exchange of your contact and email address. The second reason that why we believe paid search and paid social are not enough is that the ad experience is not compelling. For paid search, you have just a text ad, and you're just limited to whatever you can communicate in a format of text, and that's it. And LinkedIn, as I mentioned, everything looks the same. And LinkedIn, another problem with LinkedIn is that LinkedIn campaign performance is known to not drive strong returns. Average click-through rate is 0.4. Our campaigns are doing better, I believe, at least 50% better. So our click-through rate is 0.6, but that is still not a strong performance for a B2B social media channel, and all the other metrics that you know better than me for your own campaigns. So those are like about those channels. We talked about the problem and the challenges and the limitations and restrictions regarding those channels. Now let's look at TV advertising as a channel for a second. TV is unrivaled in driving audience attention. There's nothing like TV. The largest screen in the household, while your audience is catching their favorite show at night, ads are not skippable, and they are committed to watch their episodic show. So they might as well stick to watching your ads. So there's nothing on social media and paid search more compared to TV in terms of being able to draw attention. However, B2B brands so far have not been able to use TV as a channel because you cannot really target your business audience. TV advertising works nice if you're a large consumer brand and you want to create brand awareness. That has been how brands so far using TV advertising. But for B2B, they have not considered TV as a viable marketing advertising channel because you cannot target your business audience. You cannot measure performance, and it is cost prohibitive. It means that you need to carve out a big chunk of your ad dollars spent dedicated to TV advertising if you can afford. And then you have to deal with all these different agencies, creative agencies, to produce your video, and God knows how long that's going to take. Then after that, once your TV commercial is ready, then you have to figure out the media placement. So you have to either purchase it directly from the networks, or you have to work with media agencies, which is another headache to deal with that. A lot of time, a lot of money you have to spend, and that's not something that all B2B brands can afford. So B2B brands are going to go back to where they're comfortable, which is paid search, paid social, but heavily skewed towards LinkedIn. Here's the good news, that with connected TV advertising, with streaming TV advertising, TV is no longer off limits. Now, CTV opened doors for B2B brands to exactly overcome those challenges that we mentioned. B2B brands can efficiently target their B2B audiences. If you are a company that your target audience is finance people, maybe you have a software in accounting and finance, you can reach those professionals, those job titles with connected TV. Or perhaps you have a software for HR managers. You are able to reach those type of audiences with connected TV advertising. And you are also able to track campaign performance the exact same way that you are measuring and tracking the performance of all the other digital channels. Now you're able to do that for connected TV advertising. You're able to measure and track in Google Analytics alongside all the other channels. Let's get a little bit deeper about what do we mean by efficiently targeting B2B audiences, and then we'll close it out with how you guys will be able to track campaign performance. We're going to also share a case study related to ourselves. We ran connected TV advertising campaigns, and we will be sharing those results with you today. So this is what do we mean by efficiently targeting B2B audiences. You can get as granular as targeting specific job titles relevant to what you offer. You can target specific industries relevant to what you offer, specific trade shows attendance, people who are going to specific trade shows. And also you can filter and create custom audiences based on their purchasing power, how much there is the size of their company based on revenue, all that jazz. And this is pretty much everything that you guys are able to do on all the other digital channels. But with Performance TV, which is our solution for connected TV, you can do a little bit more, because we have partnered with Oracle Data Cloud, which is the largest data provider in the world. And there are millions of audiences that you can identify and reach with Performance TV. Funnel is a big deal for us as marketers. We try to understand where our buyers are throughout their journey, and we try to hit them with specific messaging. And then we have this nice graphs that we use different channels for different stages of the funnel. Some channels are for top of the funnel, for more for awareness. Some channels are for mid funnel, and some channels are for bottom of the funnel. But with those targeting capabilities, which we're going to go a little bit deeper shortly, you are able to address the entire funnel. You don't have to worry about, all right, with connected TV, what part of the channel I am reaching. It depends on your approach, your strategy, and how you set it up. You are able to reach your targeted audience at the top of the funnel, at the middle of the funnel, or even at the bottom of the funnel. I am going to elaborate on that momentarily. Let's talk about targeting strategies and how we can reach our ideal target audience across the funnel. So if you guys are running any sort of ABM, account-based marketing, which I assume a majority of you should be running those. If you're not, I would like to invite you to take a look at it. It's very effective tactic or strategy, account-based marketing, because you hit consistently your ideal target accounts. These are the accounts that your sales team would love to talk to. So you take the guesswork out of the equation here by only focusing on those ideal accounts. Pretty much all of those accounts are pre-qualified by sales because they pass all the firmographic qualification criteria, any other thing that sales might have as a qualification criteria that can be already embedded in those ABM lists. So once you have a healthy ABM list verified by your sales team that these are the accounts that you want to talk to, you take that list and you upload it into all the ad platforms. You can do that with LinkedIn. With LinkedIn, you can upload just the account names or the email addresses. For all the other ad platforms, namely Facebook, even Google, you will need the email addresses of those targeted accounts, and you grab that from your CRM, you upload it into those ad platforms, and only those people will see your ads. You are able to implement the same strategy and tactic now on connected TV advertising. And the first time I heard about this, I had like a mind-blowing moment, because just imagine taking your CRM data, the email addresses that you own currently as part of your CRM, uploading that into a connected TV advertising platform, and only those people are going to see your ads at night when they're streaming TV. And this is a highly effective strategy. It has worked for us. And I try to always have these conversations with our sales team. And I have found myself in many occasions that a sales rep who is on the field every single day trying to get a response from their prospects and leads, they told me that to just cold call somebody from those ABM accounts, and they recognized our brand. They knew who we are as Mountain, and they even mentioned, yeah, I was targeted by your ad, and if you guys are able to target me as a marketer, then this is a highly effective channel, so I'd like to book a demo with you. And these are the type of feedbacks that really makes I think it's I always tell this to our team. Our job is to make sales easy, and every now and then we receive these feedbacks from our sales team, and it just shows that we are on the right track regarding how we're approaching advertising channels and different tactics that we have for each of those. So this is the newest, I want to say, cutting edge B2B marketing tactic. If you guys are doing any sort of ABM on all the other channels, I would like to invite you guys to explore doing the same with connected TV, because it's gonna have a higher impact, because then you can be really consistent with what you're messaging on paid social. And you can, if you already have a video, you can use the same video for connected TV, and it will just drive better results if you do it that way. Another targeting strategy is leveraging third-party audiences. These are those audiences provided by Oracle Data Cloud. And Oracle Data Cloud is fully integrated into Performance TV, our solution for connected TV advertising. And you will be able to reach your target audience as broadly as you want or as granular as you want. And this is what we mean by broad or granular. This is just an example. For example, if you want to reach small businesses very broadly, or telecommunications industry, you're able to do that. This is a screenshot from our platform interface. Or you want to get really detailed in layering, in addition to those targeting criteria, you want to target office managers, decision makers, company size 50 to 100 employees. Maybe that is your target audience. Companies age less than 2 years old. Maybe your focus is on startup companies. Your prospect owns a Discover Rewards credit card. This is just an example of how granular you can get. Or maybe your software only works on Windows 10 operating system. We try to provide a variety of examples here. And lastly, if you are doing any, you want to do any geographic targeting specific to locations, you can do that. You can do it as granular as IP addresses belonging to a specific area. So linear TV advertisers, they do it based on DMAs. If you're familiar with that term, and a DMA is just a much larger area in the whole. In the United States, we have 210 DMAs, but and with linear TV advertising, you can only target a DMA. But with connected TV advertising, you can get as smaller as a city, and you're able to get as close as even the zip code level. You will be able to reach your target audience. So instead of targeting Wyoming area, you will be able to target Rocky Springs, which is a small city in Wyoming area, if that is your target audience. Let's move on to the last targeting strategy, which is retargeting. I'm sure you guys all are familiar with retargeting, and what does that mean? You are probably running retargeting campaigns across all the channels. You can do the same for connected TV advertising. So whoever has visited your website, you can launch a connected TV retargeting campaign, and your ads will be only served to those people who have visited your website or a specific page on your website. So you can use it for ABM. Just to recap this section, you can use it for ABM with uploading your CRM list, or you can use it in prospecting manner using third-party audiences, Oracle Data Cloud, to reach your ideal target audience, or you can just retarget your website visitors if that is part of your strategy, or even better, do all three of them in different 3 campaigns, and that's actually what we did for ourselves. I'm gonna skip this slide because I think we talked about it and we covered that topic. Now let's get into an example of how we were able to use connected TV advertising for our own brand, Mountain. We didn't just build this platform, we also use it. That is, connected TV advertising is a fixture of our marketing and advertising mix as a performance channel. Here you're looking at a Gucci dashboard straight from our platform for one of our own campaigns that we are running, and also the other screenshot is from Google Analytics. Once again, you're able to track, measure, and see the performance of connected TV advertising in Google Analytics alongside everything else that you're running. So let's get into our own case study and example and how we were able to do that. So Ryan Reynolds, our chief creative officer, he produced 2 connected TV ads for us, 2 creatives for us. In one of the versions, we had Ryan's face, and that was the A version. And in the other version, we had Ryan's voice. So we didn't have his face, we just had his voice, and he was narrating a script. So this was our A and B test, and we were curious to learn which one would perform better. And even internally, we within our marketing team, we played a game and we say, all right, who's betting on which option is gonna win and beat the other one. And so we gamified this internally, and we're curious to learn what will the data will tell us about the performance of these 2 versions. Both of them were 30 seconds ads, A version with Ryan's face, B version with only his voice, and we were interested to learn which one is going to drive better performance. And right now I'm gonna share the A version first, and then the B version, and then we're going to look at some of the results. Let's do it.
If you're seeing this, you probably work. Hey there, it's Ryan Reynolds, and if you're seeing this, you probably work in the marketing world. Now, I just want to let you know that my marketing firm, Maximum Effort, is merging with Mountain, which is one of the fastest growing companies in ad tech. They built an amazing self-serve connected TV platform, which, not coincidentally, we used to upload this video. Now, if you're not in marketing, I apologize, you must be very confused. Visit mountain.com to schedule a demo. Unless you're not in marketing, which, again, massive apologies.
Awesome. So that was the A version. Now let me get to the B version here really quick.
This is Mountain. This is your brand on Mountain. Any questions? Yes, you probably have a ton. This is a pretty blind opening. Anyway, Mountain is one of the fastest growing connected TV platforms, and they just merged with Maximum Effort, the creative marketing company owned by this guy. No, this guy. That's why the mountain volcano metaphor kind of works. It's great tech, and it's great creative in one place. Visit mountain.com for more details. Don't worry, there's no lava.
Awesome. So now that we saw those two ads, let's get into which one performed better. A lot of us expecting the one with Ryan's face to perform better, because obviously Ryan is an actor. Everybody knows him. He has a lot of fans. So that was our expectation, but we were wrong. In fact, the ad unit with only his voice performed better. It drove 117% higher visit to our website. So visit rate was higher for the B version by 117%. And we were running 3 campaigns: prospecting, targeting, ABM. As I mentioned, these are some other stats related to the performance of that campaign, blended between A and B. We had a site visit rate of 3.25%, which is very comparable to click-through rate. Just look at that number and compare that with your click-through rate across all the other channels that you're running. Cost per visit, only $6.72. Compare that to your cost per click for all the other channels that you're running. And we were able to drive high value conversions, prospects coming to our website, requesting a demo, and we were able to tie back all these results to that video and seeing everything in Google Analytics. And the fact that we were able to do A/B and A/B test for TV advertising, I think that capability alone is very valuable. We were quickly able to test different creatives, see what performs better, pause one, and continue to run with the other one. And you just upload your creative, and then you're live. You're live with connected TV advertising. You don't have to figure out the creative agency part. You don't have to figure out the media placement and media agency part. And you're able to track the entire performance alongside all the other performance channels. And this slide is regarding the measurement and how you were able to see Mountain as a source and CTV, or even if you're doing retargeting with CTV as a medium in Google Analytics. And we have invented a proprietary technology. We call it cross-device verified visits. And I'm gonna elaborate a little bit on this term, because I know that some of you are wondering that, or how are you guys able to tell that if that visit to my website is associated to the ad that has been served, or that particular conversion that was captured by my website, and now I'm seeing it in Google Analytics? How are you able to tie that back to that connected TV advertising campaign? So we do that with cross-device verified visits. That's our proprietary technology. And the way it works is that when you're setting up your campaign, you identify a specific window of time, let's say 7 days. And what it means is that if your prospect, your target audience, is served with the ad, and you have targeted them with either of those targeting strategies, if you have targeted them and if they have seen your ad, if they come to your website and visit your website with any of their devices, like their tablets, their laptop, their phone, that are using the same IP addresses that they're streaming TV, if they visit your website, then we're able to associate that visit to that ad. And we do that by mapping IP addresses against device ID graphs, and we're able to associate those visits or actions to that ad impression. And to make sure we're not over attributing, to make sure we're not taking too much credit for connected TV advertising, if your prospect or target audience has been exposed to any other paid channel, like paid search, paid social, within those 7 days that you have identified, we will not get any credit for connected TV, and we'll only take credit if there hasn't been any other paid channel exposure in that window of time. And that is, we believe, a very compelling situation to be able to see and report everything based on a third-party analytics platform, which is Google Analytics, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are using that. So in closing, I want to wrap up today's conversations with this 5 key takeaways, and then we're going to have a short Q&A. Once again, I will be hanging out in the expo, so I'm looking forward to more conversations during that time. So if I want you guys to leave this session with 5 main items to remember, these would be those 5 items. TV is finally an effective option for B2B marketers thanks to CTV. And we went over that and we saw why that is the case. CTV delivers B2B targeting and measurements. And so now you can look at CTV as an efficient and accountable channel, because you're not just wasting ad impressions. You are reaching exactly your target audience. It's relevant to you. You're able to measure the impact of what you do, the impact of your ad dollars spent. CTV stands out from the B2B playbook, allowing B2B brands to cut through the clutter on the other channels. So your competition is leveraging all the other channels. You go live with connected TV as a B2B brand, and you're instantly differentiating yourself from your competition, and you're standing out because your competition is not doing that. Audience targeting strategy can be applied across the full funnel, increasing visibility based on your goals. I think we covered that fully. And lastly, CTV measurement lets you monitor success and know you're spending money wisely. And that concludes my presentation for Connected TV for B2B brands. And we can kick off the Q&A session.
So Hooman, on the comments there, you can see there's a couple of questions there, but there's also some in the Q&A if you'd like me to read those off for you.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
All right, let me see. Here's an anonymous one. How do you solve for the fact that some people might not use the same email address for their business as they do for their streaming?
I love that question. That is a great question. We ran an experiment a couple of weeks ago. So we took our ABM list, the email addresses, and obviously as a B2B brand, we have business email addresses, not the personal email addresses. We took that list. It was about like 250,000 contacts. and we uploaded that on all the ad platforms: Performance TV, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Quora, Google, any ad platform, you name it. We took that list, 250,000 contact, and we uploaded into all those ad platforms. After a day or two, those audiences were ready for targeting, and then we looked at the size of those audiences. Facebook, terrible match rate. Facebook was only to match only 5% of that target audience, because people use their personal email addresses when they're creating their social account, and for that reason, Facebook was only able to match 5% of that. Same issue with Quora, with Twitter, all those channels. LinkedIn, exact email match was only 25%, but there's a workaround. You can use account-based target instead of email, and then the match rate would be about like 90%. So you have a way, and then you can layer other targeting criteria to get relevant. So you should be good on LinkedIn. With Google, the match rate was 65%. With our platform, the match rate was just below 80%, 79%. And the reason that why the match rate is so high is that Oracle Data Cloud has built this technology. This is the 5 layers of user identification, and they are able to associate business email addresses to personal IP address. And for that reason, we were like literally had the highest contact per contact match rate across all the ad platforms in that experiment. Great question.
We have another question here from Rachel. How do you handle consent for the accounts to have their information uploaded from CRM to the connected TV?
So it's the same protocol that all the other ad platforms use. So once again, if you're doing any sort of account-based marketing, ABM, you're already doing that. You are, as an advertiser, you are grabbing a list, uploading it into the ad platform. And obviously, because you're uploading into the ad platform, you don't need to sign any NDA or anything like that. It's just everything is within that platform. And same protocol that Facebook has, LinkedIn has, all the major ad platform has. It's the same protocol for us too. So that's not a concern or issue from the legal perspective or any of the privacy concerns. We use the same protocols to make sure that those data is hashed, is encrypted, and so there shouldn't be any concern.
Got it. I think we have time for one more question. So from another anonymous person, we have, how do you control where your ad appears, such as the show or streaming network?
Beautiful question. I love these questions. I hope we can keep the conversation forward in an extended session, or you can hit me up on LinkedIn, and then I would love to get a little bit deeper, because these are great questions. So our platform only runs on something we call premium quality, premium networks. So it's all the major reputable networks that we have built this network inventory with them. There is nothing outside of that. So regarding brand safety, it's amazing. But we are, in fact, against targeting based of a show, because there are a lot of assumptions and stereotypes that you make about who is watching which show. We believe your audience targeting should not be about which shows. It should be about who is your audience. Just identify your audience based on those granular targeting audience criteria that you do across all the other digital channels, and identify your target prospects. And we believe there is a lot of stereotypes and assumptions by assuming that, all right, maybe trying to think and figure out maybe my target audience is watching this show or that show, that mentality is traditional TV advertising, linear TV advertising. The streaming TV advertising, you're able to do more, and you need to bring that mindset into the game when you're targeting.
Got it. Okay, cool. So I think we're out of time for this session, but yeah, Hooman is joining or is starting a extended Q&A over at the Mountain booth, and should be pretty easy to find your way there in Hopin here. So yeah, join him over there for the next 15 minutes if you want to continue Q&A live. And otherwise, we will see you all back at noon Eastern, which will be 9 o'clock Pacific time, for getting your customers to generate more customers. So thank you again, Hooman. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks everybody for joining. Appreciate it.